Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your always great support. Nakwambia kimeumana Statehouse. As the UDA senators, they are distancing themselves literally from defending William Samoei Ruto. And they are delivering a bad news to William Ruto. I've watched several senators elected under UDA ticket coming out to confront either MPs under Kenya Kwanza government or they confront William Samoei Ruto directly. I want us to start with Boni Halwale. Now these senators wameamua hata hao pia hawatapigwa na wananchi. Hao wamechoka. They don't want to be beaten. Hawataki manyumba zao zichomwe. Hawataki biashara zao zichomwe. They want to live peaceful. And to live peaceful, they want to tell William Ruto the truth. Now, Boni Halwale is telling William Ruto this.
Mr. Speaker, finally, things to do. Mr. President, dissolve cabinet, reconstitute it. Mr. President, disband officers outside the Constitution, including CAS, including Prime Cabinet Secretary. It is not in the Constitution of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, including officers of First Ladies, including, Mr. Speaker, advisors. If advisors are useful, then what David Lee is doing is not advice, is misadvice. Mr. Speaker, the President should quickly restructure the security organs by firing people, the IG included. And finally, but not least, all the Sky teams must be grounded. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'm on.
Senator Wambua. Senator Enoch.
Again, we are having a senator from Kiambu County. He's talking about the CDF that we are having, that different leaders are entitled to. Look at the money set aside for the CDF to members of parliament. The money allocated for CDF to governors. Money allocated to women rep and GAF, in the name of CDF. Look at the money that has been allocated aside for CDF to the president. So the senator from Kiambu County has decided he's not going to massage William Ruto. He's not looking forward to be beaten by common mwananchi. But now, macho yake imeona na imefunguka, and he's telling William Ruto this.
Madam Speaker, I want you to take a pen because we have to do some math. Take a pen, Madam Speaker. Every constituency in their CDF, they have over 50 million for bursary, Madam Speaker. If you multiply 50 million times 290 constituencies, Madam Speaker, you'll get over 20 billion Kenya shillings. Every governor has an education bursary fund, which they put between 200 million to 300 million. If you do an average of 300 million, multiply by 47 counties, you get again over 20 billion Kenya shillings. That is 40 billion or 50 or 60. If you add the GAF, the women rep, they also have bursary. The president has bursary. The governor has bursary. We will get almost 80 billion Kenya shillings. Madam Speaker, why don't we just give this money to schools and make education free? Madam Speaker, why don't we take it direct to the schools and make high school education free of charge? I don't have to give an MP money to come and bring it to the village.
As if that is not enough, Kenyans, we are having senator from Nandi County, Samson Cherargei. Samson Cherargei nae is coming out to say that this IG Japhet Kome, he is incompetent to be the IG, Inspector General of Police in the Republic of Kenya. And he is raising question, is this man competent to to the office that he was given. And so for that, Senator Cherargei is like requesting the president to fire Japhet Koome, because how he's behaving with these police officers is worrying. And now it seems like these senators, they are offended how police officers faced off the demonstrators. Listen to whatever Cherargei is saying.
Of the Inspector General. I am deeply troubled by that, Mr. Speaker. It cannot be right. We were in this country, though I was not a leader and I was a young person in university, Mr. Speaker, when we faced the post-election violence, day by day, General Hussein Mohammed will brief the country and speak to the country and give them an update of what is happening. How can we face such a crisis, Mr. Speaker? Up to this particular point, I don't know what the Inspector General thinks. I don't know what is the challenge. We don't know these things that are being discussed. Mr. Speaker, the question at the back of my mind, is this really the right man for this job?
Again, Boni Halwale is questioning these members of parliament, people like Oscar Sudi, who are donating 20 million in every fundraising they are having. Maybe it is not every fundraising, but we saw Oscar Sudi fundraising giving 20 million Kenya shillings. Kuna siku alitoa 5 million, kuna siku anatoa 3 million, kuna siku anatoa 1 million. Boni Halwale is asking, how watu wanatoa pesa wapi? Because even when you calculate their salaries, does not add up to what they are now distributing in the name of fundraising. So Boni Halwale is like, these members of parliament, how ndio wanatuletea shida Kenya hii? Because they have distanced themselves from the real issue they were elected to. And now they are going to some issues that are not important. Boni Halwale is questioning this.
Your life. Mr. Speaker, I equally offended somebody whose name I never mentioned in Kakamega over the weekend about this issue of opulence. I just wondered, how would an MP be able to donate 20 million shillings at a Harambe? He was very offended. In another function, I saw a minister of this government carrying a white bag, on the back like this, and started announcing how many millions are in that bag. Said, Moja, Daily. No. Mr. Speaker, if we don't refuse these things, people like Murkomen will think that they are giving us their money. It's not their money. Those are proceeds of corruption. This House is saying no. Because of that anger, look at what our children did. Mr. Speaker, people are angry and hate us as leadership because every weekend, helicopters, they crisscross the skies, all of them going to functions where these millions are being dished. Mr. Speaker, the fuel gasless that we drive, I know if you go to this parking, Mr. Speaker, you can see the difference between the vehicle four-wheel drive driven by your senators compared to those ones driven by members of the National Assembly. In the parking of the Senate, you see Prados. But in the parking of the National Assembly, you see high-end vehicles that sometimes you only see. And why, Mr. Speaker?
Another senator naye akaamua kusema kwamba he must question how William Ruto anatembea kwa hizi events tudogo left right center. The other Sunday alikuwa Eldoret, the other Sunday ako Meru, the other Sunday ako Mombasa, the other Sunday ako Narok. So he is questioning, why is it that William Ruto is moving from one location to the other in the name of going to church? And he has compared to other presidents. Wengine walikuwa wanaenda tu church Nairobi na story inaisha. Ukumbuke kwamba when president is going to a certain church, or either wanaenda fundraising, wanaenda wanatoa mapesa huko, you know. So this senator is questioning how William Ruto is flying across the Republic of Kenya with even some small events that should not be attended with him. This is whatever the senator is saying.
At some point, I shared, you know, some unfortunate advice, maybe even to our president. He does not have to go every other Sunday to a new church because he will be bombarded with requests, and those requests he will be forced to make promises that it will be impossible to fulfill. It makes the president look bad. Maybe the same way President Moi, Marehemu President Moi, President Kibaki were able to go to churches within the CBD so that you are able to provide a lot of time to supervise your ministries as required. Our president also does not have to fly every other day to this small event you are invited to this other small event you are invited to. An MP tells you there is some small event, you go. You lack the time required for you to sit down and supervise your ministries in Statehouse and for you to be able to reflect on the performance of your ministries as required. It is extremely critical that our president does not respond to every little issue that is there. For example, I was very pained as a leader in Kenya Kwanza when, you know, when reporters who are also fighting for fame and space, you invite them in the middle of chaos for interview to Statehouse. You know, these reporters themselves are fighting for space. Why do you invite them? Then you are able to give, you want to inform the country, do press briefing. That does not require for you to, and then you get reporters that themselves, that is an opportunity for them to really, you know, make you look bad and fight for fame themselves. It's a very...
Now, then we can agree that the Kenya Kwanza now is divided. Why? Kuna wengine wanasikia hapana, ile Kenya mfanyikia MPs, sisi hatutaki. Masenators wanasema hapana. Sisi, we are going to work. We are not going to depend and serve the interest of William Ruto. We are not going to be in that list where the common wananchi watakuja kututembelea na kuchoma vitu zetu. They elected us to oversee the government, not to serve their interest, despite of us being elected under one party with the president. And so, in conclusion, lastly, I'm seeing a government where a bigger percentage of those who are supporting William Ruto, they're now distancing themselves. They don't want to defend William Ruto. You defend William Ruto at your own risk. It's like a crime now. And so those who are now continuing to support William Ruto with his policies, they're going to say fire. Why? Because some of individuals, like senators, they're looking forward for their bright political future. But some members of parliament, they have realized, kile ambacho tushafanya already metuharibia, will continue supporting the policies of William Ruto. Iwe mbaya, iwe mzuri. So that is how now the senators of UDA party is coming out to lecture William Ruto together with his members of parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this inclusive analysis? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till we meet in another video.